because it pisses me off. Hey everybody! Do you want to know something that pisses me off? Something that just makes me very incredibly angry? Twins. Not just any twins, identical twins. Not just any identical twins. Identical twins who were named with matching names. Yeah, it pisses me off. You know why? Because that stuff is confusing. It's confusing. It confuses me, alright? I have had traumatic experiences because of this, okay? And now you're going to hear the story about it. You're going to hear the story of my traumatic identical twin with matching name experiences. There's 2 of them, which, you know, just makes everything better, right? Wrong. First of all, I was in 7th grade, right? I was like, I don't know, 13-ish, and I was in an art class. I made a friend. It was like one of those classroom friends where you're like, we don't hang out outside of this one class, but in the hallways we were like, hey, I know your face. And that's what it was. That was our friendship, okay? And like, I was always bad at remembering people's names if I didn't know them super well. I knew it started with an H and I'm like, chill, that's fine. So then, fast forward to 9th grade when this girl has been my classroom friend where I'm like, oh hey, I know your face. For 3 years now. In 9th grade, I'm in a PE class. She's in that class. I'm like, oh hey, we kind of know each other, and so we became better friends. Last day of 9th grade, right before we were about to move to the high school, because our high school is weird and leaves the freshmen in the junior high. On the last day of 9th grade, we were all sitting in the field eating lunch, and I look up, and there's 2 of her. 2 of her are sitting right there. Now, the one I'd gotten better friends with in PE class was named something that started with an H and an A. So I look up and I say, which one of you is, and I say her name, and they both point at each other. They point at each other. And you know why I was confused? Because both of their names started with an H and an A. Why? Why would you do that to your children? Why would you do that to your children's future friends, who apparently had 2 friends for 3 years? I was so embarrassed because how did I not know this person had an identical twin? I don't know. I just saw their face and I was like, hey friend, we know each other's faces. Or do we? I don't know. It's been like years since then and I've stayed friends with both of them because they're in my friend group, but I don't know how to tell them apart. Everyone says it's super obvious even though they're identical twins because one of them wears sporty clothes and one of them wears more fashionable clothes. I'm like, I don't know what fashion is. I don't know what sports are. What is going on in this world? This thing that happened this year was almost the exact same thing that happened in high school. And so you all know I have a job, right? I've made that clear. So I was at my job. There's a cashier. His name starts with a C. And I'm like, alright, I can remember that. And then I'm out in garden, being a cashier in garden, and one of the garden associate walks up, but it's my cashier friend, and his name does start with a C, so I know it can't be just, you know, his identical twin with a different name. But guess what? It was! Who names their children this way? And also, why did you get a job at the same place as your identical twin? I don't have a twin. I have many siblings, and I don't want to work with any of them, ever. Why would you do that to yourselves and your coworkers? I don't understand. Wouldn't it just be easier for everyone on the planet if identical twins had names that didn't sound like each other? Wouldn't that just be grand? Wouldn't that just make everyone's life easier, especially for someone like me who already has trouble remembering people's names? I can hardly remember all my siblings' names, let alone all my friends' names and all my friends' nicknames and all my friends' identical twins' names. Come on! Is it so hard to do this for me? Like, it's a simple request. It's so simple. Just don't name your identical children with matching names with the same letter. Like, there's lots of fun matching names out there that don't have the same letter. Romulus and Remus are out, but you know, sorry, I will forget who's who, especially if they're identical and they act exactly the same and they wear jeans and t-shirts, but one of them has it untucked, so that means she's, I don't know. I'm very passionate about this, in case you can't tell. I don't think I've ever been this, like, angry about something on this channel before, but this like, I don't get angry about a lot of things, but this does, because people are making these decisions. They could have just said, oh, wait, both of our possible baby names start with an H. Will that work? Because, like, will we be able to tell our kids apart? No, they have the same face. Oh, let's just add some more confusion in the mix. Stop it, parents of identical twins. Stop doing this. I know, some of them, you might want to be all matchy and cutesy, but think about the future. Think about the future people like me who have been harmed, miserably traumatized by your horrible choice. I mean, there's cooler names than any of these people's names. And on top of that, one of my coworkers' names is usually spelled with a K instead of a C. Just spell it with a K, you can still have the matchy sounding names, but they look different, painted on their freaking aprons. If you have two children, and they look exactly the same, why would you want to make it even more confusing? There's plenty of names that go together that aren't matching. Like, there's names that match that don't start with the same 3 letters. You don't have to do that. You can name them Dan and Phil. You can name them Cain and Abel. People would be able to remember them apart, that they have different names. And if they meet someone that looks exactly like their friend Johnny, and the person says, hi, my name is Robert, they know for sure that it's 2 separate people, alright? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a parent. But if I ever am a parent and I have identical twins, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to name them with matching names unless the matching names don't have the same first letter. That is what I'm going to do. There's plenty of name combinations that... See, people invent new names all the time just to do that instead of ruining everyone's life. Please. That is all I want. Like, if there were no more twins in the world with matching names, my life would be complete. And I could die happy, knowing that I've never had more friends than I thought I had. You get me? You get me? Because it can lead to some very confusing conversations, okay? The guy out in garden that I was like, I could have sworn you were a cashier or a lot worker. He was like, no, I've always been a garden associate. I was like, are you sure? Are you positive? And he's like, yes, I'm positive. So then, the next day, I go in and he's standing at the register and I'm like, what? And then I was in the break room and I look up and 2 of them are standing there. No! Don't do it! If you are going to be a parent soon to 2 identical children, and you name them with matching names, I will find you, and I will steal one of your children, and I will rename that child, and I will raise it to not be an idiot! Okay. This has escalated. This has escalated to me threatening kidnapping, which I'm not gonna do. I'm too much of a wimp and lazy to do that. But just... okay. I don't even have a nice wrap up to this video because I'm always gonna be angry about this. Always. Until the day I die, I will be pissed off at parents who would name any of their children with the same letter. You know what? I have 13 siblings. Most of them have different beginnings. There's 26 letters of the alphabet. Pull a 7 brides and 7 brothers and name each child after a different letter of the alphabet. Like, that'll just make everything easier. You don't even have to say their name. You can just call them by the letter. Don't do that. That's, like, not cool unless they want you to. What I'm saying is that there's a lot of names. You can invent your own names. There's options other than this one. And I'm trying to wrap up the video, but instead I'm just ranting. I'm ranting. Okay. I'm gonna calm down. Alright, I'm calm. Let's get this over with. So yeah, if you enjoyed that little freak out that I filmed myself having, go ahead and like and subscribe. I don't know. Comment down below if you are a twin with a matching name to your other identical face so that I can find your parents and hug them nicely. And if you guys have any experiences with this traumatic cultural problem we have, go ahead, let me know in the comments, and subscribe by clicking the red button down there or this bubble right here. You can see my latest video right up here. And that's about everything today, so yeah, hasta la pasta. I'll see you next time.